Son of a... Welcome to this issue of Mad Murphy, where I take a few topics that are pissing me off and I simply rant about them. I'm in no way an expert on any of these topics. These are simply my opinions based off what I've seen, heard, and read, and if anything I have to say angers you, just get over it. If you wish to make a counterpoint on any of these topics, please feel free to email me with the WHP contact form at wellhey.com/contact, or simply add a comment to this video. I will not and absolutely refuse to address any idiot who wants to start a screaming match with me by starting off, including, or ending with insults. These are just my opinions, just as you are entitled to yours. So if you want my respect and have a mature debate, then you may want to start off with some respect as well. You ready? Let's dive right in. I like to think that I'm one of the more interactive members of the community in the circuit, and I've had my fair share of arguments and debates on a few of my topics. The one thing that has always driven me absolutely fucking bonkers is when someone tells me that I'm wrong, citing opinion rather than fact, and then I find out that said opponent is roughly 15 years old. Are you seriously going to tell me that everything that I have experienced going through grade school, high school, and college is completely wrong? Are you going to tell me that everything that I've experienced time and time and time again, over and over, is fake? 90% of everything you will be accused of or will go through. I've been there. I've seen that. There's really not much that phases me anymore because I've gone through it. I've experienced many, many things in my life. I have seen places that you could only dream about visiting. I have participated in many events you wish you could have been a part of. And I have thousands of stories to tell. Plus, I'm still experiencing life. So by the time you're my age, I'll still have more experiences and stories to share. Just because you read about it online doesn't always mean that it's the God's honest truth. Not everything you read in a history book is completely 100% true, because the winner writes the book. That's a fact. An entire nation that's completely wiped out can't publish a report on how they were slaughtered, and in the same light, kids that haven't experienced life can't tell someone how the world really works when they've barely skimmed the surface themselves. That is the mentality that plagues us right now. Well, I don't really know much about it, so I can either tell everyone to fear it or make shit up about what's really going on here. I get the fact that everyone has their opinions, and I can respect that fact that everyone will voice them. That's not what I'm talking about here. What I'm trying to inform you is that if you are currently between the ages of 13 to 19, then you don't know shit. I know I'm going to get flack for this because when I was a teenager, I would have done the exact same thing when someone told me that I didn't know shit. I would get all huffy in the chest and say, I know enough, I'm practically an adult. Until you can legally buy me beer, you're not, kid. And I'm not all keen on the conventional ways of discerning who is and who is not an adult. The law says you need to be 18 to vote and die for your country. You need to be 21 to gamble and drink. That, I think, is completely ass backwards. You should get all the fun stuff out of the way before they ship you off to some foreign country. Come on, government. Let the kids have a little fun. But age doesn't necessarily mean that you're an adult either. I know plenty of 20 to 30-year-olds who are immature as fuck. Honestly, I think what defines an adult is their ability to deal with adult situations, accept responsibility, and be a role model for others. Oh, there are probably more key points, but these three are pretty big, so let's just stick with these for simplicity's sake. Now, what do I mean by adult situations? Well, being able to say penis with a straight face helps. But what I really mean is this. When you live on your own, you have to do all the necessary things to keep you out of your folks' place. Yes, it's great to finally get out of mom and dad's place, but you have to realize, with freedom comes responsibility. You have to get a job, make rent, pay bills, buy food, get gas, make car payments, clean your place up, put your shit away, balance your checkbook, pay your taxes, budget yourself, and maybe then you'll have enough free time and extra money to go out drinking with the boys. Yes, living on your own means you get to do whatever you want, but it also means just because you get to do anything you want doesn't necessarily mean you should do everything you want. Sure, you can buy a hot tub, but how are you going to make your next car payment? Also, when someone discusses the fault in parenting, unless you've had a teen pregnancy, your opinion is not valid, nor needed. Both rants I've done about parenting so far in this series, I've had some yokel tell me that my opinion is skewed or flat out wrong, because all parents suck, or that we need to look at their perspective. I'm just going to chalk this up to teenage know-it-all-itis. You can't possibly have proper basis of comparison because your view is completely subjective. You have your own parents or parent that has been the center of your world for so long now. And of course other kids' parents are going to be better because you don't see them every day, but I'll bet you 5 million Prussian francs that those kids think that their parents suck. And you're the lucky one with cool folks. Unless there's some local epidemic going on in your town right now where all parents have been cursed and are walking around like zombies, you can't tell me that of course you know that your parents are horrible. Of course, there will be exceptions. Kids that are abused is a very serious matter, but we're not talking about those that actually have horrible parents. We're talking about the 95% of you ingrates that think you have horrible parents. This also includes quote-unquote starving artists who refuse to get a job to actually pay for the bills and then complain to the rest of the world that they're going to be forced out of their home because no one will buy commissions for them. The adult situation they refuse to engage in is getting a goddamn job. I'm not saying artistry isn't a job. I'm a web designer by trade. I pull in a good chunk of change by making art my profession. But it wasn't always like that. I moved out on my own, 6 hours away from my mom and dad, only to be fired 3 months after I started the job. I then had to move back home, moped around for a year, then my mom said, either get a job or you're out on your own. So I got a job as a graphic artist for a startup web company, got fired from that, was unemployed for 2 years, got a gig as a bartender, then got a better web designer gig, then a better one, then landed a corporate gig. Now I'm working for a private company that does millions of dollars in business every year. Success does not happen overnight. Yes, there are a very, very few amount of individuals that get lucky and score big right away. But putting stock in those individuals just tells the rest of us that you may be of age, but you definitely are not an adult. Which brings us to accepting responsibility. There are several people that I know that are older than I am that still can't cope with this, which I don't understand. In case you don't know, accepting responsibility involves taking the initiative of starting, working on, and completing a project, and admitting fault when it is your fault. People tend to forget that second part. If you screw up, admit it. It's the adult thing to do. Adults can take charge, get shit done, and admit when they've screwed up. Of course, you won't find many adults in high government positions, but we'll leave my love of the federal government for another rant. If you start something, finish it. If you fuck up, admit it. How hard is that? Not at all, but some people just can't cope with this concept, which is why I refer to them as people, not adults. If you've got these two under your wing, then being a role model is easy. Just keep doing the first two, and don't be a dick about it. Don't throw your weight around like you own this fat joint. Yes, you can be responsible, handle situations, and still be a dick. Like I say at the end of every segment, I'm not yelling just to yell. There is a method to my madness. And all I'm trying to do is help you realize that your world is not as horrible and angst-filled as you may think. It's much, much worse. When you turn in your work late at school, you get a bad grade. When you turn your work in late at your job, you get fired. You spread a he said, she said rumor at school, you get a slap in the face. You spread a he said, she said rumor at work, you get fired. You slack around in class, you get detention. You slack around at work, guess what? You get fired. You don't get many second or third or fourth chances in real life. And that is what you have to truly realize. You may think you're living real life right now because your truck broke down, but daddy's gonna pay for it, and your girlfriend's being a total bitch, and class sucks, and that dude been fucking with you because he's got a small dick, and I got real world problems. That's nothing to my truck broke down, and I don't have the money to get it completely fixed, so I have to pick and choose what gets fixed and what I just learned to deal with. My wife's been cheating on me with my brother, and she's threatening to take the kids and the house, so my busted up truck is all I'm gonna have to live in. And HR's on my back because this total douche hat claims that I've been harassing him, even though I have no idea who the fuck he is. And the IRS just sent me a notice that they will be performing an audit, and the mortgage is late, and the kids need new shoes, and the dog threw up on the carpet, and I still have to mow the lawn, and my worthless teenage son, who thinks he has it so hard, is bitching that he got detention because the teachers don't understand his chakra alignment. You see the fucking difference? And all of your complaints about how I'm picking on my entire audience base are nothing short of anything I used on adults when I was your age. Let's just go through the gamut here. You just don't get it. No, you don't get it. You have no fucking idea the world of hurt that is waiting for you. So why don't you just go bitch about how your mommy never buys you enough minutes for your phone and shove it up your ass? Well, I don't think you're being fair. Well, who made that rule? Who said the world is fair? If the world was fair, do you honestly think I would be sitting here ranting about this bullshit? Fuck no. I would be having sex right now. Lots and lots of sex. You need to hear this, and you need to let it sink in, because the sooner you learn and understand this, the better prepared you will be for the real world. Life is not fair. I know plenty. I'm 15 and practically an adult. Good luck with that. Have mommy and daddy cut you loose right now. Pin a $20 bill to your jacket and wish you the best of luck. Louis C.K. said it best when he said, life is an education, and if you're older, you're smarter. If you're in an argument with someone and they're older than you, you should listen to them. It doesn't mean that they're right. It means that even if they're wrong, their wrongness is rooted in more information than you have. They've been here longer. A 55-year-old garbage man is 1,000,000 times smarter than a 28-year-old with 3 PhDs. Especially smarter than him, because this idiot's been thinking about 3 things for like 15 years. He's worthless. The garbage man is 55. He's had some experience. Things have happened to him. And that's the same situation here. I'm not just barking out bullshit because I have a microphone and a YouTube channel. I'm trying to pass stuff on to you so that you kids won't run into the same bullshit that everyone in the past 100 years has gone through. Maybe, just maybe, if you kids would listen, rather than think you have it all figured out, then you would learn what is going to happen to you in 5 years, and you can avoid the vicious cycle that we've all gone through. Look at it like this. Someone from the future came back in time to warn you about the stupid shit that you were going to pull, and you're going to regret it for the rest of your life. And you just blow them off and say, stuff it, old man, I know what I'm doing. Now which end do the bullets come out of? You might think you know everything, and that's true. You know 100% of your world. But what you know about your world is about 0.01% of everything you're about to find out as soon as you try to make it in the real world. Now, if you've stuck around this long, I want to thank you for letting me air out my grievances. And believe me, I got lots of them, so I'll just close out with the usual. It does not matter what your religion is. I think we can all believe that treat others as you wish to be treated is a pretty decent rule to live by. So why don't we all just stop the fighting and treat others the way we want to be treated? You can never have too much of a good thing. Unless it's beer, then drink responsibly. I look at all my friends and fans as younger brothers and sisters. I am not yelling simply to yell. I just don't want you to make the same mistakes that I have. So if I should go off on you individually, it's because I see you're about to hit that point where you're going to turn into me. And we cannot have more Murphys. The world can barely tolerate one. If you missed any of this Mad Murphy issue, the transcript will be posted on WellHey.com. So stop on by and enjoy the insanity. And if you have a suggestion of a topic that you'd like to hear my opinion about, you can let me know in the comments or at wellhey.com/contact. As always, you can catch me and say hi on Facebook, Twitter, or Tumblr, and of course, YouTube. Now, I made a promise during my 10K celebration that happened just this past Saturday to an individual that asked me to record some Foxy lines for him, actually for his girlfriend whose birthday just happened. And I wanted to actually play that on the air, but we were just way too damn tired. Way too tired. So, to keep a promise, I did the audio, he shot a reaction video, and here it is.
Christina, I hear you to be a big fan of the Five Nights at Freddy's, and someone who made anonymous. What did we need to be passing a message over to Korea? Christina, more Foxy TV wishing you a happy birthday. I hope you enjoy the day with lots of sweets and Reggies. Since we all know I can only sing one song, I'll let everyone else be doing the songs.
That is so cool! How did you even...
It took some messaging to WellHey Productions on his Tumblr, but...
That is so cool!
And now this video's going in his 10K video, so... like, I get to email it to him, and that'll be that.
What did you do?
This is Murphy 1976 of WellHey Productions, where we bring you colorful insanity to your drab, uneventful lives.